So you need to change your cam bearings on your 6.0 and 6.4s, and you don't have a proper bearing puller. So I figured out, I think, the cheapest way to do it. It's not the easiest way by far, but it's cheap and relatively easy. So what you need to do is you need to get some all thread or ready rod or whatever you call it, threaded rod. I have 1/2 inch here. You need a couple nuts, some washers. I have a 1/2 inch washer, 1/2 inch fender, and then I also have some 3/4 inch flat washers there. Couple nuts. Double nut on the very end there. 1 nut and some backup washers there. I have a 1/2 inch hole drilled in this just to back it off of the block. Then the specific part, you need to get some ABS reducer fittings. Could be ABS, could be PVC. What you're looking for is that the OD of this flange is slightly less than 66 millimeters. That'll let it just fit through the surface there. It's like almost made for it. So you gotta measure. I have this, it's a 2 by 1 1/4 bushing reducer, so this goes into a 2-inch fitting. This is the diameter of a 2-inch pipe, and then this flange is slightly bigger. Then I also have this 2 by 1 1/2 without the flange, same OD, just of a 2-inch pipe, but then I have this as a backing up for the flange there. So then I will get this all set up and show you the setup here. So the 2-inch pipe OD fits perfectly inside the bearing, so that lets that go on there. This flange is now perfectly faced on the side of the bearing. Then I have this other piece here to back up the flange. 3/4 inch flat washer to bridge the gap to that one. 1/2 inch flat washer to bridge to that one. And a 1/2 inch nut. Down kind of. Center it as best as you can. It's kind of hard because there's a lot of pieces here. If you can find like pipe fittings that will bring it down to 1/2 inch or whatever will fit your ready rod, that's even better, because then you're guaranteed to be centered. Just kind of hold it there, relatively center. Then I have, oh, you're upside down. Then I have this piece of wood over here. I just got to cinch that up, kind of hold it center. I'm holding this one steady. Yeah, so I will just hold that while I tighten this guy up. Relatively centered. Okay, so I got some preload on it so now that it can hold. So this guy looks about as centered as we're gonna get it. Same with this. So then I just have a gear wrench on here. And very carefully, with just something to hold the double nut on the end there to keep this from going, to keep the rod from spinning. Just carefully bring this down, and we should start seeing that come. These are really in there on mine, so they kind of put some preload on it and then they just like pop out. Just gotta go slow. Ah, there, see we go. So now it's broken loose. Just keep pulling. You can put some lube on this nut here because it's under a fair bit of load. It gets easier and easier as you go. Now as you get into the very end, it's not going to have a lot of tension on it, and as soon as this goes out, it's going to want to pop up, and you don't want the all thread to wreck or touch the actual seating surface. So in theory this reducer here would stop that, but just to be safe, I'm just going to set you down there and just hold on to this while I do it the rest of the way. Okay. So now we got the bearing out there, got that there, and I'm just going to pull it through so that it can rest on the other old bearing there, because we're taking these out, so it's okay if they get a little scratched. Here's the other bearing that we just took out. Empty seating surface. Undo this nut, take the bearing off, reassemble it, and there you go. I went through a couple different iterations of this. One of them, I just had the flanged bushing and without the backup there, and I had it the other way around with the washers backing up on the inside, and it just tore the flange off because it's under so much load. So if you can find a disc of metal that's the right size, that's perfect. If you already have a seal driver that's the right size, that's even better. But I found that this works if you go slow and are careful. So that's how to take the camshaft bearings out of a 6.0. So you get the last one out of here. I just have this really janky setup with some 2x4s, just spacing that off the block there. We'll see if it works. Be very careful when you're lining up this second one with the exterior of the flange to back it up, that you have it as centered as you can possibly get it, because even with it centered, you can see white stress marks around the base of the flange because there's no fillet there or anything, and all of the stress is on there. And even this doesn't back it up quite perfectly. So ideally, if you can find something perfectly cylindrical that's 66 millimeters or slightly smaller, that'd be even better. Back it up with that and then use the 2-inch pipe OD to just brace the inside of the bearing there. But yeah, this would probably work also to install them if you're really careful. I'm going to try warming these up with a heat gun and then freezing the bearings and just seeing if that thermal difference is enough to just slip it in there kind of thing and put like a drop or two of sleeve retainer from Loctite on there. See if that works. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it like this bare for now. These are the old bearings here, just protecting these. I gotta rehone the cylinders and then I'll put in the new bearings and we'll see you then.